Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Ike MMA podcast or the Ike MMA show. It's quite a mouthful to say that. Ike MMA show. I'm joining the studio here today with mixed martial arts artist Jonathan Mills, or nicknamed aka the Wheel Kick MMA. Is that your nickname?
Wheel Kick, yeah. Wheel Kick MMA is my Instagram, but Wheel Kick, yeah.
Is the nickname that people know you by?
Yeah, Wheel Kick.
Jonathan, it's the second time of having you on the show. How have you been? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Good, thank you. I'm chilled. How are you?
I'm very good. I've been trying to get an interview with you, even almost immediately after your win at the latest Best Arena event when you fought Ryan Franklin. But as always, with this sort of things, fighters are busy. They're not just busy doing their own stuff; they're also busy training other clients and other younger athletes as well. So, yeah, I just have to be patient and wait until you had the time to get on to sit you down and have another chat.
Yeah, we missed one, didn't we? On the Saturday, wasn't Saturday just this Saturday's gone? The one just gone. We were meant to do that one, wasn't we? And things came up on either side. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate having me on the show though. Thank you.
No, definitely. I'd like to get you on much more often. Please, your latest fight. How did it go? Of course you won, but
There's no footage there. There's no footage out there. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. It was a fight. If you can call it that. It was a fight. 2 rounds. He was very strategic. Their corner would give them real good props. They studied me a lot, I believe, because I expected Ryan Franklin to come at me more than what happened. When you see, he was very circular. He circled very side to side, evasive, very mobile, which was really good on this side. The first round pretty much was him moving side to side, side to side, side to side. He's shooting for a takedown. I stuff and then I kind of just went away, shot in just to clinch up more, not for a takedown. And I pulled guard, I jumped guard. He passed us half guard, didn't then just stayed and then stuck to me like glue, trying to like slow me down. Didn't try to advance, trying to posture up. He just stayed in his own, stayed on top of me, just chilled out to the rest of the round. You tried a few shots, but nothing really happened. That was in the round 1, Warfest. Round 2, try and do the same thing, running left, right, side to side. But this time I kind of started getting fed up. Instead of chasing him, I started staying in the center of the cage and just dropped my hands, put my head out there, tried to make him come forward, trying to give him some sort of, come and engage. I felt like he was slowing down a bit, and I caught him a few little shots, and clearly then he started to lose the round. And he's starting to panic because I think his game plan was to win by points. That was his game plan. During those periods of getting little shots, I was still trying to go for the big head kick, but it was hard to get it when there's a guy moving like this. He's going everywhere. I did catch one. I think I either hit him or grazed his head. A head kick, and as I hit him, he steamed into clinch. This time though, instead of putting guard, I felt his strength. I felt a way to feel his weight, and then I was surprised that I thought, hang on, you're not as what I assumed he was going to be. I thought he was going to be a lot stronger. But then he panicked. Instead of going for a takedown, he felt the strength. He went to try to throw me over the top. I don't know what he was trying to do, but I stuffed it. I ended up on top. Got to half guard. Started using ground and pound. There was very few seconds left. As I was going for a ground and pound, he went to try to go for a he was trying to scoot underneath me to go for a butt, almost like a butt sweep, trying to go underneath my left leg. I believe trying to go for a sweep. As he was going for a sweep, I caught his arm. It was in midair. Went underneath him, went for a head and arm choke. Got to mount. Started to apply the pressure of a choke. As I was applying, I felt a tap. I believe I loosened, and he only tapped once. Referee stopped it though, because he tapped once, but I think he tried to play it off that he never tapped. But there's video footage that he's tapped, and I felt that he tapped. But yeah, he was good afterwards. I spoke to him afterwards. He was good afterwards, but during the period of the cage, kind of acted, wasn't fighter like. He tapped and then tried to play it down that he didn't tap. But yeah, that was the fight. It wasn't a great fight. It was not. I'm not going to sell it to you and make out it was an amazing fight, because it was not a great fight. It was kind of a ball fest. But since then, I'm putting stuff into my program now for my next fight. I don't know who I'm fighting next, but But yeah, I don't know if what you got out of that.
No, I was just trying to picture in my mind everything happening the way you say it happened. The offenses and the defenses from both sides, from both of you guys. I think at one point you said that he even tries to throw you he tries to throw you over his back. But
he just dropped down. He just dropped down. I don't know what he was trying to do, but it was really silly. And yeah, he put himself in a lot of trouble.
Something tells me from the way you're telling me about the story, what you just told me about how he wants to win by points, and also you look like in that fight you said anyway that it wasn't a good fight. You didn't feel it was a good fight at all. Something suggests to me that how I was going to say this, that the whole time you were explaining, something was just the way you were, your demeanor. Something suggests to me that there's something about the fight that you just weren't happy with, despite the fact that you won. But there's something about the fight that you
I wasn't happy, but a part of me is, I've got to realize that it's MMA is a competition, and people will fight in ways they want to win. I've been blessed in the last two fights before that with Cameron Cockrell and Dom. I could say Ryan Franklin, even away it's a blessing, because people like that are going to be fighting. But I kind of enjoyed the Dom fight. I kind of enjoyed the Cameron Cockrell fight. I didn't really enjoy this fight at all. Mainly because I couldn't get near the guy. I was trying to do all sorts of things. I was too slow. It was my own fault. I was too slow to get in there. I was too slow to get into his range and land a shot. I started landing shots towards the end, but I worked on so much power and strength and conditioning. I worked on so much explosiveness that I assumed that, here we go. We're going to sit the center, and we're just going to bang. It didn't happen that way. So I will give their cornerman, or whoever or if it's Ryan Franklin himself or anybody who was hitting it with a game plan, it was smart. It's actually made me now think outside the box. I've had to imply different stuff in my training. This is better. This happened now than later.
Yeah.
But I think one of my coaches, Gus Gilbert, said to me, this is going to happen at some stage. He said that some people eventually are not going to stay in the pocket and move. And I thought, I know what it is. I never thought I looked like any sort of intimidating face. I have never looked intimidating at all, and I thought that was almost a blessing in disguise, because I could always bring people to me because I don't look, that, and it plays into my game. But now I know that people aren't going to be receptive. If they are, that's great. If they are coming forward, that's good. But if they're not, I think a lot of people, and I said it in the last one, I'm not silly. I know that I've had to adjust. I'm always going to be good in the pocket because I've always naturally that's just there. So I think the majority of this camp has been agility. A lot of it's been cornering off people, how to move forward and attack while going forward. Because it felt like a loss. Even though I won, it didn't feel like a win. It felt I won. It felt like, oof, that was horrible. I could have been a lot much better, than when it was. He started slowing down. I think I landed only 3 shots or 4 shots in the second round. It was bad. But I'm glad I won. But this next fight now I'm fighting on the 30th. I want to be something completely different. God willing, hopefully it's something different. That's what I want to be.
Do you feel somehow that maybe the fight, and people may say that I'm really stupid to ask this question.
Mm.
Sorry. People may say I'm really, really dumb to ask this question, but
Cool.
do you feel that maybe you may have been set up? Because I've heard of situations of fighters whereby they're in a fight and it's not going their way. They don't feel that they're actually scoring points in the fight, and they're just shouting in the tournament, during the 1 minute breaks after each round is done, and they're shouting that, look, it's blah blah blah, this and that. They're so pissed, so they're saying, I shouldn't even be fighting this guy. Look at the size of him. Look at the size of me. Because I will say that your opponent, although you may be evenly, when I say evenly matched, he does look like he does have some extra size and width on him.
Well, he was 98 kgs. I was 93 kgs, and I blew up in the last little bit. I blew up, but the fight was always set up at 98 kgs. I knew I took this fight knowing that was going to be 98 kgs. There was no setup. I took this fight up knowing going up the weight class. And, at the start of the fight camp, I tried to go up naturally with muscle, but then, realization hits you that you can't go up that quick with muscle. So I end up eating a little bit of crap, just to add the few pounds on. I came in with a bit of fat around my waist, and that slowed me down. I didn't realize how much that dead weight would hit me. I'm actually currently now at 89 or 88. I'm going to be fighting at 84 at middleweight in about 3 or 4 weeks on the 30th. But yeah, that was you. The word you said, it wasn't a setup, but it was a weight difference. You got that right. You did get that right. Yeah.
Did you have anything to say to again, you won, and people say just shut up and take you in, leave it like that, leave it at that. Was there anything, did you have words for the other side, or even did you have words for Bastarino?
I'm always humble, man. I said nice stuff. I said to him, look, come on, you lost, man. Come on. It was good. I said it, you won the first round, I won the second round. Come on, man. It was going to go second round, third round if it was going to go in, but you did tap. You did tap. Don't try to play out that you didn't tap. I said sorry to my to the owner about Arena Steve. I said sorry to because I like performing, and I didn't feel like a performance, It didn't feel like a performance. It felt like, it was kind of one of them ones. Part of me though is good though, because not everything's gonna go, not everything's gonna go your way, not everything's gonna go your way, and it kind of make what I love about MMA is that it is so varied. You can't predict. I could turn up next time and can be a complete different fighter. A guy can be a completely different fighter. I didn't expect that. I knew Ryan Franklin would win because of his background. He was on a 3 loss losing streak, and I know he probably, but even though he's on a losing streak, he always came to bang. He always came to bang regardless. He always came to bang, and I was expecting that. that. But yeah, he wasn't today. Today he was very. That day he was very. But I respect him. I respect it that he was trying to win, which obviously you came to win, which is. I understand if he lost 3, if I had lost 3, I'd probably be thinking the same thing. I'd probably be thinking I got to do everything I can to win.
Yeah, of course.
So I understand. He was. He was good afterwards. We talked in the locker room afterwards. He was good, but after the fight, he was a bit immature. Sorry, he was. I think I talked to change rooms. We were cool and sound. And I thought, if he wanted a rematch, yeah, I would take a rematch, but this time I would have it at light heavyweight. I would say he had to cut weight, and I'd be honest with you, if he fought at light heavyweight, I'll probably cut down to 89, because I feel there's no weight category between light heavyweight and middleweight. But really, I'm not middleweight. I'm not a light heavyweight. I'm in between, but there's none of that weight. When I get to middleweight, I feel like, I'm not gonna be funny. I feel a bit too underweight, and when I go light heavyweight, I feel a bit too overweight. So maybe I might have to bulk and eventually just become a natural light heavyweight in the future. That's what I think my game plan will be. Give it, 3 years, 2 years. I reckon that will be a natural light heavyweight. But yeah, it's not his fault. But I would like to fight him again. but I'm hoping to be at light heavyweight. That would be, I mean, if you'd be open for the idea of a rematch, because I assumed he was upset. But if not, regardless, I'm going pro anyways. I'm going pro. So yeah, but if you wanted the rematch, you want to mess me up for a rematch, yeah, I'll be happy for that. I'll give him that if you wanted to.
Okay, so that fight's done and dusted. Despite how you felt about the fight, you won. You came out the successor.
Yeah.
So, and I've never asked if this. I don't think I asked you this. How do you celebrate? As in, did you go out for that same evening? Do you and the crew just go out for a
I didn't
massive?
celebrate. I didn't celebrate. I didn't
Oh,
see it. Didn't feel like celebrating. I didn't feel like celebrate. I went home, went home, did some weights, went back to training. Like I
oh,
said, it didn't feel like I deserved to celebrate in a
oh.
way. But no, in all fairness though, I've never been that typical guy to celebrate. If I go out, I'd rather go for a meal with some few friends, and I'm happy with that. You know, I'm not a big drinker, so to me that's, you know, since the fight, I've lost 6 kgs. You know, I lost a lot of weight. I say six, hang on, it's not that many, but 8, 9. So only about 4 kgs, about 4 kgs, something like that. But I got to get to 84 kgs. So since the fight, I knew I had a fight coming up straight away. So there was no time to celebrate, straight to the next one. It's in a weird way.
But any other fight, say in the past that you have won, how just in just to as in celebrate that all the hard work has paid off and you've done well, you come out the successor. You are the you won the fight. How do you celebrate? As in, just you go for a massive cheat meal, large booze bender?
Yeah, younger me now is completely different. But yeah. Again, I went with Cameron Cockrell was a meal, but I've done kickboxing events and I won before. When I won my kickboxing event, yeah, I went out and just went on a boozer. But I'm not about that life. You know, that's not me. You know, I can't lie to myself. That's not my life. You know, I love dancing. I love doing that stuff. But you know, I'd rather just be. I'm one of these people I win, celebrate with people that are very close to me, and I'm happy with that. And then when I say celebrate, meaning it's just a meal and chill. You know, I've got a DJ Flow. DJ Flow, if I did to have some sort of thing, I'd go around his house and he put some music on, just have a house party with very close friends. I shouldn't say it, DJ Flow, not around your house because I don't want to like put him on fire here, but don't put a message out there. But yeah, no, it would probably be around like a few friends and chill. So like that. That sounds good to me.
Good. I can see you're the sort of guy that likes to live a quiet life as much as possible, no matter what happens.
I mean, I like music. I love dancing and stuff, but I just don't like the atmosphere that comes with it. You know.
So no, that's okay. Before we went live, I did ask you about the what your other job, the security stuff that you do. So I wanted to ask you just about there's that job, and everybody knows that security usually is at apart from being at the say stores and supermarkets and other big events, but the events that take place in the night at such certain events such as clubs, pubs, and maybe cinemas that are usually open late into the night, where you may have to deal with people who they cross certain lines and go past boundaries, and you create be a bit of an issue. So I was thinking how that relates to the mixed martial arts that you do. Is it the mixed martial arts side maybe to help just get rid of the stress and the anxiety from dealing with those sorts of shitty people?
No. I only worked in security because I'm not the very brightest human beings. I would like to say, and security seems a lot easier to me than most jobs out there. So that's why I picked it. I ain't gonna lie, just because it was easier. When I was younger, I don't, you know, I might go back on the doors again, but not just that. When I was younger as well, it was. I'm not gonna lie, when I was young, it was an easier way to pick up women when I was younger. I don't do that now, but that was my way of thinking when I was younger. So maybe I shouldn't say that out loud, but yeah, when I was on the doors at like 20, 21, 22. I think I was 20, 21, 22. So, you know, I'm 28 now, believe it or not. So that was, you know, that was when I was young. So, but yeah, I mean, again, it was easy job though. To me, it's easy job, personally. But yeah, that's why. Yeah, I would like to do that. Yeah, if if I probably might go back to it again, who knows? But yeah, that, to be honest with you, it was just yeah, you listen to music, you know. I'm gonna come off it, you know. Like that was my thought pattern. That was my thought pattern, thinking it was easy. It wasn't easy, but that was my thought pattern. I think it'd be a lot easier now. The way I think, it's just you can make it hard, but yeah, I you know, yeah. So I've got a lot to say about that, to be honest, man.
But why would you say that you're not, as in you said something like
Mm.
you're not the smartest person, not the most intelligent person? I mean, I've interviewed you before,
Mm.
I've conversation with you on the DM and Instagram, and you don't
Yeah.
come across that way at all.
Well, academically, I'm not intelligent. When it comes to like writing and spelling and stuff like that, my brain goes to the pan. So when it comes to that, my focus goes to the pan. When I was in school, this is going really deep, but yeah, when I was in school, basically I would have migraines. I would get migraines, constant migraines, and literally I would have to struggle to keep my eyes focused on the paper and the board. And it was like, I remember about an hour would go by and I'd get shouted at all the time because I'd only like write about 5 or 10 words, just because it would be so difficult for me. That's why I say before, I said school was like trauma to me. It still is like trauma to me. So like, you know, anything like if I work now, I'll get anybody else to do the writing for me because I just don't like it. Like even on my phone when I reply to friends, you know, so people know me now. Like if unless it's like a 5-second word, or I just have to be quick, I just usually just write five words or 4 words or something, just be quick. But if I got to actually put a sentence out or something like that, that takes me, sometimes I have to be like really sit down and focused. It's not like comes natural to me. Never been on the academic side, so that's why, you know, when I said security, it was like, oh well, at least I wanted to do a lot of writing. You know, I mean, I went to this fight just gone, Ryan Franklin, that I got put on fight because they made me fill out a form. That was stressful. That was more stressful than the fight. I was like, guys, consult, and everybody just looked at me and said, "Oh, thank you, guys. Yeah, let me write." I didn't like writing. You know, putting a form in front of me was a bit that like I don't like doing that. Anything with writing, I hate. And so it sounds like that's why I picked fighting, because I thought, oh, at least I don't have to write. That was in my mind in school. If I can do this, don't have to freaking write. You know, as long as I don't have to do writing or reading or any of that crap, I stay away from it, because yeah, it's I got like very slow concentration, and I had forms put in front of me loads of times, and I'm just like, yeah, I start writing, and I realized like 10-20 minutes gone through, and I forgot what I was doing. I just left it, and I didn't realize I left it, and I've put stuff in front of me, and I start and I leave it because I can't just, I don't know, my concentration is bad. So that's why I say not intelligent. I don't know, I've got very short attention span with anything that means I have to concentrate and write stuff, whatever. You know, there's like loads of other circumstances I can bring up, but there's no need, honestly. I just can't do sort of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just not for me.
I was listening to one of your interviews that you did with my friend at Calf Kick. I think
Yeah,
you're
Ash.
by Ash.
Yeah, he's class.
You mentioned that you're quite an anxious person, and
Mm,
you have a lot of anxiety, but which
yeah.
you kind of hinted on. But I've got to be honest with you, John. You again, you come across as someone who's really open and very extroverted, talkative, and
Mm.
outgoing. I mean, again, that's you don't strike me as that sort of person, you know.
Well, it's mad. The reason why is because what I keep myself doing, everything. If I keep myself training, stay on the ball, training, you know, big thing with my faith as well. If I stick to all the things that keeps my peace, then I'm good. The moment I step out of that, could be one day, 1 second, start doing stuff like chill, you see me very anxious. You'll see a different human being. But when I'm not doing what's in my routine, the moment I step out of it, I can start going haywire. I know. You know, it's the what keeps me grounded is what I'm doing. When I'm not doing what I'm doing, that's when I can go the other way. I'm yeah. I mean, I definitely suffer from anxiety. 100% I suffer from anxiety. I think you know, when I say suffer anxiety, I suffer anxiety more with normal people than I do with like people that train and people that fight, and where I try not, I know it's probably bad, it's probably wrong, but I try to like not put myself in bad situations. When I say bad situations, I like my dad and my brother, they always go out. I rarely go out with my dad and my brother just to go for a meal. Just because I'd rather, like, even when I do go for a meal, if I'm around my mates who are mostly nutcases, I ain't gonna lie, most of my mates are just like off the chain crazy.
Yeah.
I don't mind because I'm crazy as well. I can go with them and I fit in. But when I'm with like normal people, and I say normal people, I mean like people that, like my family members, anybody like that, and I can just go there, I can tell they go, "Oh, Johnny, why are you fidgeting? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Oh, just stop doing this, Johnny. Stop doing that." I was like, I can't help it. I got ADHD. I'm always want to be like that. That's why I try to surround myself with other nutcases. So then I can be a nutcase, and there's no judgment on me, sort of thing. That's so like that's kind of why I probably look sane, because I probably look bubbly and extroverted, but because I surround myself with other, I don't know, crazy people. So then I don't feel as, does that make sense? I don't know. But
No.
if I did
I
good
understand
food,
you. I
yeah,
understand what you're saying. I've
yeah.
at the beginning, I was very intimidated by mixed martial arts, as in the people when you see what they do, what they're capable of.
Wow.
Not just what they do, but the tattoos. And when you see how
I got no
frustrated,
tattoos on me, but yeah, I know. Go on.
um, when you see just how frustrated they can get when they're fighting, when they're dishing out the strikes and the leg kicks, the knees, and all sorts of other attacks, I was thinking, wow, this looks like a sort of person. Even just asking to do an interview, they might tell me where to go. So I was intimidated at first,
Yeah.
but as time went on, I began to see these people actually, they're not bad. They're actually all right. Just
Yeah.
what they're very passionate about what they do. And okay, I can't speak for everybody else, but for me, after getting to know some people of the community, at least over here in the UK, I have to say that that for me they're not nutcases. You're not a nutcase. You're actually one of the
Oh,
most,
okay. Well, what I mean
yeah,
by nutcase, I'm assuming I'm not meaning nutcase as in like psychopath as in trying to kill someone. I mean like nutcases as in like crazy and hypo. Like when I mean that, like, hypo, or when I'm saying like hyper, like, hyperactive, just like people bounce off people. Because I noticed that
yeah,
I don't bounce off a lot. Some people say I'm a nice guy. The reason why I'm like this because is I try to keep staying around. My days always have to be with good people. Good people, and like that. Otherwise, when I say good people, I just mean like people that I know, that they know who I am, or I just unlock. But otherwise, I could be around. Say, put it this way: if I went for a job interview and I worked in a call center, all right, I know I can go to a call center. I can see the banter there, the vibe there. I would not fit in because I would take things seriously. I would take things, very seriously and stuff like that. So that, like, that area, I wouldn't be. I've done it. I've done the call center. I'm one of these people, like, people try to, but I don't put myself in those environments. I try not to put myself in an environment with other people who are in that, that way inclined. There's nothing wrong. That's who they are. There's nothing wrong with
yeah,
them.
yeah,
But I wouldn't fit in there. So my daily routine is kind of weird. I always train. I go from one gym to the next gym to the next gym. Then I go to swimming pool. I go into a sauna. That's my daily routine. I would probably go to sauna. I probably go to like freezing cold showers. I'm probably then I'm probably talking to my coach. I ring my coach up. We talk about certain things that we got to work on, or that might keep myself sane. But anything out of the ordinary, it's kind of like that will give me like anxiety. For instance, I'm meant to be doing this. I'm meant to be getting my badge recently, as it goes. I'm going for my badge. And I've got anxiety because I got to fill out these forms. I got to fill out, and I got to go to a place in Swansea called the Civic Centre, and I can't find my birth certificate or my mum's birth certificate. So I got a copy of my mum's birth certificate, and I got to go in there to get them. But I always par it off because I'm meant to go down there, but I get scared because I think, oh, what do I say? Most of the time, I don't. What do I say? I don't know what to say. I say a birth certificate, and then they're gonna say, "Oh, have you got any form of identification?" Well, I lose things. See, I lost my ID. my driver license. I had 2. I lost both of them. I lose stuff all the time. I lose everything all the time because I got real bad attention. Honestly, it's that bad. Anyways, I was up there like well, I haven't gone there. I meant to go up there, and I can't, like, even things like that. My mind thinks, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Anything that I don't want to do, that's not in my skill set,
Yeah.
and I feel
Put it
out
off.
of comfort zone, yeah, I put it off. But anything I am comfortable in, like what I'm, martial arts stuff side, I'm happy because I think, oh, okay, I'm comfortable in the area. But like
Yeah.
when it comes to writing or thing like that, that's the side where like it's like almost like, say you played a video game and you put all the points. He's like, I put all the points in this area, but this area I've just left at 0 or negative 0. I just left there like, yeah, we'll hide that. We're just gonna hide that down there. But that, like, yeah, so like anything I'd feel like nervous in, that gives me anxiety. Stuff I don't want to do, sort of thing. Or even talking to people, like some people, I think myself, like, I know that we don't relate on anything. And if I haven't got no relation with you on anything, it's like, oh, this is gonna be awkward. Like I can see like someone talks to me, and then sometimes I don't like telling people what I do, because you tell people what they do and they go, oh yeah, I've done martial arts. They start to do the boisterous stuff. I'm like, mate, you asked me what I did. I just told you what I do. I don't start trouble outside. That's not me. But that's so. But then when I talk about their stuff, and this is about football, or I like other sports and stuff like that. But if it's about normal day-to-day life, I'll be honest, I find that really hard to talk about, because I'll be honest, I'm a kind of I'm bubbled. I put myself in a bubble. I don't listen to all that stuff. All their agendas and all that. It's like, yeah, I'm not in part of that, mate. I let it go in my head. So I try not to even get in conversations, because I feel like we're not going to have a lot in common. Or if we do have, that's cool. But majority of the time, I don't like the awkward. That awkward.
Yeah.
You ever had that? You sit in it like, yeah, this is horrible. I'm going now. Do you know what I mean? Sort of thing.
Of course.
Yeah.
So you were saying about the anxiety and how when you meet certain people, they don't have anything in common with you at all, mixed martial arts, anything else, then the whole situation, the whole just the conversation becomes very awkward. So you have to try and take yourself out that situation.
Yeah, pretty much. You got that spot on. That's pretty it. Yeah. But that when I ended it off, did I end it well? What did I say? I forgot what I said.
I think you said something like you said, if you say you have a conversation, then you just talk about your backgrounds, your interests, especially if you're speaking to somebody new.
Yeah.
And then you say, something along the lines of, oh, I do martial arts. And they say, oh yeah, they ask you, what do you do? Then you say, I do martial arts. And they be very boisterous, saying, oh yeah, I do martial arts. So, but they try to make a much bigger deal of it,
Yeah, no, like so for instance, if I can tell, like, this is very, very rare. Like the people that I know to this day, I've known for years, my friends, family, like, I rarely meet new people, if that makes sense, So like when I do meet new people, it's, let's say like a friend of a friend or something like that. But then yeah, I just don't like put myself in awkward situations that will give me anxiety. So I just keep myself to myself, sort of thing, But there's some people I do click on. Usually, people I usually click with are like, when I say crazy, in a good way. So when I say nutcase in a good way, crazy in a good way, as in like out there sort of thing. Like when they're out there, I can actually just bounce off, because I'm a bit out there, so that sort of way. So I'm happy with that. But then that sort of I like. But usually when it's other people, I feel like when I have to feel like I be with someone, I have to think. I don't like being around situations where I'm thinking, oh, Johnny, don't speak about this, don't say it. That is, because then I'm dying. If I can't be myself, or can't be authentically me, it's like, I try to be around people, but it's killing me inside, and I feel myself like it's causing me bad pain. I feel like instead of being in pain, just leave the situation altogether. So that's why I tend to just sort of, that makes sense. That if that what I'm saying makes sense, then yeah, sort of thing.
No, it makes complete sense, complete utter sense. You want to be around people, whether they are people you've known for years, or in this case, new people, whereby you can be yourself and be your authentic self. Because to be honest, the issue of people being very fake these days and very pretentious these days, especially in the UK, a country like the UK, it's rife. People be nice to your face, but the same they'll be nice to your face, but the same person probably is the same person writing lots of negative or commenting lots of hate about you online if you do something that puts you in a public platform or public forum. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to go back to the security job. Is it work? Is there any stories, shocking stories
There's
that
a lot of stories, but I'll be honest with you, man, there's a lot of stories, but
that's right.
I try not to talk about them, because I'd say I was professional-ish. Say
Yeah.
professional-ish. I was 21, 20, and 22. But yeah, I don't think, the only story I would say that finished me on the door was between one of the girls that I, kind of fell in love with, to be honest with you. But yeah, that kind of killed the reason why I wasn't on the doors. And to be honest with you, that kind of was a good thing. I didn't say kind. I fell for a girl when I was on the door. That kind of yeah. But hey, that was in the past. But yeah, I mean, say it in the past, who knows? But yeah, but honestly, yeah, that I would say that's kind of the reason why I left the door work. Because I'm glad you brought it up. But yeah.
Sure.
Awkward. Yeah, sorry, go on.
So in the interview that I was listening to with Calf Kick, he mentioned, and I was actually surprised, the name of the other person actually really made my ears stand up. There's a member of the Gracie family that really is doesn't like you that much for some reason. I think there's something you did or said that really offended them.
Yeah. 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 I've said this story. I'll say it again. Yeah. So I was invited, and obviously I had to pay money from a Gracie Barra Jiu-Jitsu Academy to go up to North Wales, as Royce Gracie was appearing to do a seminar, and also was a meet and greet sort of thing. He was going to go for food, and he was going to tell about stories, and basically you can ask him questions and stuff around the table. I was very close to him as well. It was mad.
Right.
Anyhow, we did the seminar, and he taught like the basic Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stuff. So I thought, oh man, I paid all this money, and it's like, oh, this is stuff you learn at day one Jiu-Jitsu stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fair enough. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. I thought I was going to learn something amazing, but no. Anyways,
all right.
So that happens. I thought, okay, yeah. And then we get to the meal part afterwards, and he starts elaborating on his achievements. I thought, this is great, it's great, and stuff. He's cool, oh, that's cool. But then talks about Mike Tyson. I'm a big fan of Mike Tyson, still am. I love Mike Tyson. And he goes on and said that me and Mike Tyson, we talked. And he goes that he said, and we both agreed if we went into a fight, Royce Gracie said, we both agreed that I would win, and I thought to myself, oh my days, this guy. I thought, oh, okay. As I thought to myself, wow, okay. So then when he said that, I was like, I remember asking like loads of like silly questions. I started like, I just lost respect. I kind of lost, I haven't lost all respect because he was UFC champion, but I lost a lot of respect for him that day. And then I thought to myself, I remember him saying like, all athletes should eat healthy. If you don't eat healthy, you should class yourself an athlete, right? And the ironic thing, we went to a freaking, place that was like a real healthy eating place. It was like hardly nothing that was like unhealthy, but they had one thing, which was ice cream. So I thought, I'm gonna have to get that, aren't I? So I just ordered like the large, which wasn't large. It was like tiniest dish, and it cost me a lot of money. So this a real expensive place, but I thought it's worth doing. And I got the ice cream. And I was like, basically, kind of just didn't ask him for a photo. Just kind of said to him, "I want a photo." And I got on there, and I got the ice cream there. And yeah, he looked at me with the ice cream in the hand. He was like, kind of like, look at me like, what the heck are you doing? Sort of thing. How dare you? Sort of like that. And yeah, sort of like I smiled in his face and put a spoon in the ice cream. And yeah. What's got took a picture? What's his name? Who was it again? Forgot. Oh man, Dion Sutton. My mate Dion Sutton put a picture at the same time, and
yeah.
After the photo, he was still like he didn't stop me. He was still there staring at me. Yeah, and everybody else calmed it down, sort of thing. But it's quite. I thought it's funny. I still think it's funny to this day. Maybe a bit of maybe I was a bit childish, but it's a great moment. I've got that for life, sort of thing. But yeah, it was yeah. I remember like at the time it was a kind of I'll explain. It was kind of like I was a bit annoyed because I didn't get a lot out of the experience, so I kind of made it my own experience from it, sort of thing. And I was a bit naughty, but yeah, I did. Yeah.
You didn't leave that event or didn't go to bed or sleep that night thinking, wow, I love this sport that I'm in, and
Yeah.
I've really offended a big name in the sport, a big name, a big family in this sport. That in the next when it maybe fighting the bigger
Yeah.
for the bigger promotions, and
Yeah.
I might come across them again, being inducted into Hall of Fame for the UFC, better. So wherever you find yourself, and then you find actually you have to go to this event, we're going to meet that
Funny
same
thing
person.
is, saying that, my brother Tommy's a boxer, and I think I don't know if it was at Bellator event or that they actually came in contact. And I think they talked to each other as well, which is mad because I got a professional brother as well who was a boxer as well, and I think they came in contact as well. Yeah, no, maybe like this is the thing. See, if I did have a brain cell, I wouldn't have done that. But you know, me being me, I'm just being me, man. I thought, you know, I thought it was, I kind of when I was there, the way I expected him to be certain. I thought he was going to be something different. You know, I ain't gonna lie. You know, yeah, you know, I can't say anything because he was the first ever UFC champion and he's done amazing. But yeah, I expected better from the thing that was at basically. I paid a lot of money as well, you know. So yeah, that's right.
No, I understand.
Mm.
But okay, because when I heard that story that you brought up, and was actually Ashley brought up in the interview, I was thinking, Gracie, will people, okay, this I must, and this I need to ask you
Yeah.
about because I was really shocked when I heard it. Well,
Mm.
well, was it like one of those situations whereby you want to meet your hero, but then when you do meet your hero, it's like, wow, this is not what I thought it would
Royce
be.
was never one of my heroes. I'm not gonna lie. Royce was never one of my heroes. It was a club event. Club. I got Gracie Barry, who I was training at, said that he was there. I thought, you know what? He was your first UFC champion. I'd like to see him. I was more of a Ken Shamrock fan, anyways. And I thought Ken Shamrock beat him the second time. That got called a draw. But yeah. So you know, yeah. I know. I'd rather have seen Hicks and Gracie, and I like the other Gracie. I like Roger Gracie. I like other Gracie, but just didn't like his way of like how he was. Just didn't like how he was, and you know, like I said, that's why I don't surround myself with people that I shouldn't be with. I just that's how I am. I just say what's on my mind. I just say whatever it is. I just say it. So I just felt like saying it, and that's how I was. I've always been that way, and I always will. It doesn't matter if you're Royce or Mike Tyson. I'll probably say thing, but I was being respectful at the time. But when I felt like, it's like, you know, I have to say whatever I feel like saying. I just said, you know, whether it be right or wrong, I just said, and yeah, it felt right. Because I remember I was asking him a lot of silly questions after that, and I think he could kind of tell what I was doing. But yeah, I forgot
What
I forgot what I was asking him, but I started asking him silly questions. But yeah,
you forgot what you were asking him?
yeah, I remember just being the tip, just asking him silly stuff. But yeah,
Oh, you
yeah.
must. Well, I have to say that if to ask someone like that from the Gracie family, you said that you asked them silly questions. That probably was quite brave of you as well.
No brain cells, mate. I told you, like silly. Yeah, yeah, I
Pretty.
know. Yeah, pretty dumb. Yeah,
Um.
pretty dumb. Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you your next fight. When can we be expecting to see you back in the cage again?
Either the 30th or the 6th. The 30th or the 6th. Yeah, I'm trying to get tickets at the moment. I could be fighting in Clonethley or could be fighting in Stoke.
You say 30th of the 6th or 30th of the 7th July?
30th of July or the 6th of August.
Ah, okay, I see. Right.
That's my two. That's our two that's coming up. One's Battle Arena, which is in the 6th of August, and one's the 30th, which is in Troster, I believe. I forgot the name of the event,
Okay.
but I've been offered main event on that show, so that's what I'm looking at the moment. I'm hoping to go pro. I want to go pro. But yeah, I want to say thank you. Like if this is, I want to say thank you to Battle Arena because they've been very loyal to me. And you know, I appreciate everything they've done. I want to thank like Mike James, Ben Dozel, Lee B. Davis, Gus Gilbert, Craig Andrews, Soldier George. Who else is in my corner? Been in my corner, Mike Evans. yeah, and Rory Casham, who was in my corner the first time, and Phil, what's his last name? Phil Stringer as well. Just want to give people shout-outs that never got shout-outs, and Justin Reese as well, who's been giving me lifts everywhere recently, which I really appreciate loads. Thank you so much, bro.
If I can ask you, please send me their Instagrams and the Twitters, basically their social media information, and then I will include that in the when I'm promoting the podcast.
I
I'll tag
appreciate
them
so
in that
much.
as
Cheers,
well.
care. Thank
Definitely.
you, bro. Thank
No,
you so
definitely.
much. That's legendary. Thank you so much.
No, absolutely. Um, Speaking of Barcelona, they've been good to me as well. They've been sending me lots of their stuff, but I've been just been so busy. And this sport, you've got to really keep up with it as best you can because it moves so fast. So I've really got to start reposting their content for them. They've sent me a lot. I've just never really gone around to reposting and resharing all of it like I should have done.
Respect. I like that, cool.
You know, the Holly Holmes fight that took place recently, I think was it early June or late May. Wasn't too long ago. There was the issue of the judging because many people thought that Holly Holmes should have won that fight or her opponent should have won that fight. And then there was the argument, which it was hanging around for quite a few days, which spilled out into a fortnight. And then people were talking about the idea of open judging, no, not open judging, open scoring. What's your take on that? As in, do you think it's something we should have in mixed martial arts, especially in the bigger name?
What do you mean by open scoring?
Open scoring, whereby I think even before they announce who the winner is, even before they announce the points for either side, you know, they've kind of made it public and made it known to the fight fans, the people who've been watching the fight. And then so before,
I know they do that. I don't know they do that in bare knuckle fighting. I think some sort of bare knuckle fighting they do that. But I don't agree with it. No, I mean, we believe regardless of it. You know, I like the whole point of the spectacle of knowing who we don't know who's going to win. You know, that kind of kills a bit of the you know the thrill of who, even if it is they've been wrongly judged. Yeah. You know, they maybe they should have a talk to afterwards. They should be have like a a jury probably on them or something like that. But I don't think there should be an open. No, I think that kills a bit of the spectacle, isn't it? You know, that's what I think. You know, you want to know. You like you really know the winner. Is I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, I can see the logic behind that. You're killing off the suspense that makes it that adds the enjoyment of watching the fight.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to something still it's boxing related now, not so much mixed martial arts. Now, you know, recently there was the issue of Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul, and Jake Paul is one name that people have said that whether I love him or hate him, but I tend to be on the more negative side of Jake Paul. And people say, really, we're only giving more media or more exposure by talking about him on my podcast. I think you recently saw the video of Tommy Fury saying he got to Heathrow Airport, and one thing led to another. He was not permitted to fly to the US to fight Jake Paul, to attend the fight. So some people have actually said that it's a lie. What he was saying is just to save face. Cut the long story short. Do you think that fight's going to happen? As in, do you know enough of the backstory of the Fury family and the Irish gangsters to know whether that fight would happen or not?
I genuinely don't. And I respect Jake Paul as he draws people in and he's got a lot of followers and that side, but I'm not really, unless he starts. I mean, Tyson Fury, he's a pro boxer, but he's not a killer, is he? Let's be real. He's not, is he? He's not someone that I'm like he might come from the Fury family, but he's not Tyson Fury and he's not Hughie Fury. You know, he's Tommy Fury, but I haven't seen a lot of Tommy Fury to think, oh, you know, maybe he could beat Jake Paul, but it's not something I really interested in myself. I respect that it's going to get a lot of audience, and I respect that Jake Paul, and I respect that that's going to be bringing money to boxing. I respect that, you know, there's a big payday for Tommy Fury, and clearly he probably wants it as well. I'm not. I don't know though. It's not a fight that I'd rather see Jake Paul fight someone that who can say, see who fights top 20. top 20 boxer and see what happens then. That's give him something like that. Then I'll be like, okay, I'm interested. Now I'm invested.
Okay, I agree with everything you said there, but
Mm.
the reason why I respect Tommy Fury enough to see this fight happen, which means why I want to see this fight happen, is because Tommy Fury is the closest. I don't want to say thing because he's a human being. I don't want to describe him properly. He is the closest athlete to a professional boxer. He's the closest figure to a professional boxer, to a professional combat sports athlete. The other people, with regards to boxing, yeah, they're all far more closely tied to mixed martial arts. They're not closely tied to boxing. So that is the one reason as to why I want to see this fight. And when I saw the video and when I listened to Chael Sonnen's podcast about how fighters have done the most drastic things to get out of fights, I was thinking, Jesus Christ, every single time that this guy can actually, at least he can be put to the test to see what he's really like, see where we can actually place him, something happens. Just one tiny thing, one tiny snag happens, and the whole thing starts to fall apart. I think Chael Sonnen said, this fight is not going to happen, and the reason why it's not going to happen is because Tommy Fury's family ties to the Kinahan family, the Irish gangster, stuff like that. And then he talked about the other fights that have done most drastic things before in the past to get out of fights. So I was thinking, could it be one of those situations, or could it be something that Tommy Fury can actually clear up and just sort out and then fight?
Well, I don't know. I wouldn't know. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Why don't Jake Paul just come over to England, fight in England?
Yeah, that could work.
Fight in the O2, fight in Wembley or something, do that.
Yeah.
He's probably got fans everywhere. So, why maybe do it that way? Or maybe that might be Tommy Fury's plan, trying to get him fight over here. Maybe he's trying to do that. I don't know. That it's naughty tactics if it is, or if it isn't. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I really don't. It could be. I'm in the dark with this story. I'm in the dark. I don't know enough of the story to give a real explanation.
Yeah, I know it's one of those things. I say in mixed martial arts and combat sports, the maths, the overall situations that happen just never ever make sense. They just never ever make sense. Yeah, it's just the whole madness of the whole thing.
Definitely.
All right, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming onto the show. I mean, is there anything else you'd like to cover? Anything else you'd like to mention? Any more shout outs, anything like that?
Yeah, thank you for having me on your show. I appreciate you having me on the show. I appreciate for being patient with me as well, because we're trying to go through midweek as well, and I couldn't do it. And yeah, thank you for sharing my stuff as well, man. I see you sharing my stuff to your story, and I really appreciate that. And I appreciate having you on me again.
Sure.
No, I mean, so sorry if I got a fight on the 30th. Sorry about I'm being not positive about my last fight, but I won, but I didn't see it as a
No, you mean, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate you having me on the show. I'll shout my sponsors out again: Pro Panther, FSD. What we got? We got MTM Motors, MTM Motors, I believe it's called. Or if I pronounce it wrong, I'm sorry. Multicast, Craig Andrews, David Johns. Got another one, can't think who it was. Legion MMA, KND. I've got others there, and I'm sorry if I've mentioned you. I'm sorry, and I appreciate everybody. Oh yeah, Mountain MMA, Enhanced. I've got others as well. Thank you, everybody, and thank you again. Thank you, Keith, for having me on the show. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, man.
Before I got your podcast you do with your other fellow athletes, Multicast. Do you guys not post more content at all?
We are going to be posting more content. There's a situation with one of the fellow friends. Well, one of the Multicast members. It's not for me to say, and there's a reason behind why we haven't posted at the moment. But yeah, we do want it, because we've all fought in the last month. Moses fought, I fought, and Aaron fought, and we are due a big show, to be honest with you, which I can't wait. But at the same time, there's a reason why we haven't, and it's not for me to say. But yeah. Thank you though for bringing that. I appreciate that for bringing a multicast because we are still going. We are still running.
Easier because when I listened to the first episode, I thought these sound like a really good, despite the sport that is quite brutal that they do. These sound like a really well put together, intelligent, articulate guys. So I like to hear that sort of content. I genuinely, honestly do. So
thank you so much.
I was looking for more episodes, but there weren't that many. So I wanted to ask you, hopefully you guys will still be bringing out more consistent content.
Yeah, we will be. We will be. At this particular moment, though, there's a reason why.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and not as up to me to say, but yeah, I appreciate those words, and I pass them on to Moses and Aaron as well if they've watched the show. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Jonathan, it's been a pleasure. And guys, I'll do the outro. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave Jonathan's social media details and his sponsor details in the description box below for those watching on YouTube. And guys, once again, if you did enjoy the content, if you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and yes, you can share the content as well if you like. You can also catch the episodes on Spotify, iTunes, and on Google. Thank you very much, Jonathan. I'll see you later.
God bless. Thank you.